Today I'm going to show you the best strategy for Chimps mode in Bloons TD 6 so you too can get all of these black borders around all the maps. And to prove how great this strategy is, we're going to do it on a scary advanced map. As underground, we're going to click hard and then on Chimps mode. And we're going to start off with the dart monkey right here, another one right behind him, and then another one to the right here. Now we're going to be using what is known as the druid strategy, and it is my all-time favorite strategy. I use it all the time, and about every year or so I like to update it to show you that it's still great after all the time that this game has been out. Now this strategy will work 100% on every beginner map. I'm pretty sure every single intermediate map and a few advanced maps as well, just like this one, and even Dark Castle on expert. Now the only thing that's going to change from map to map is going to be the start. So now underground's a little bit harder than something like Monkey Meadow, so we're going to have to start with 3 dart monkeys in specific spots, whereas somewhere like on Monkey Meadow you can just start with a ninja and then get your Oben right away. On round 10 we're going to be placing an Oben right here to the far left side. Now, although this map isn't the easiest, it's not the hardest either, so we only needed 3 dart monkeys to get our Oben, and now we're kind of just safe to upgrade and to buy our druids and to start off our strategy. So we're going to take our first one and place it right here behind Oben. Now, Oben buffs up the druids, I think twice, so they immediately get a little buff above their head right when you place your Oben down, and then once Oben levels up later, we'll get even another buff above the druid's head. Now, how this strategy works is you get 6 druids. We're going to place a second one right here at the far bottom against Oben, and we're going to place these as tight as possible. And if you didn't know, you can put your monkeys in the red zone, click off of them, mobile or PC, doesn't matter, and then you can precisely drag it to where you want it, just like that. But once we get 6 druids, we're going to get them all to the bottom path Populous, which makes them all buff once they have those upgrades, and it's just going to be a wrecking ball of Bloon mayhem. We're going to take a 3rd druid and place it right here next to this top one, just like that. Place it in there tight. We're going to place our 4th one just right there in the middle. Now, I love this strategy. I overuse this strategy, and you could honestly use it to get a majority of the maps done in this game, and I don't see what's wrong with that because it's just so much fun to use, and I love it at the end because once we actually get to the final 5th tier, this Avatar of Wrath, it literally just disintegrates all the Bloon class, and it's so cool to see. So far we have 5 druids, we need 1 more. If you like to place your things perfect and have them look really nice, this is not the best for you because now you have 1 off, and that just bugs me because you got this perfect little setup like a flying V formation. You got this ugly one just sitting here in the corner, but it does not matter. Now on round 24 we have camo, but we don't have anything to pop camo besides Oben's ability. Now his ability is super random and doesn't go where you want it to, so just to guarantee we pop that camo, we can just get long range darts and enhance eyesight, and that's where the kind of the beginning setup changes from map to map, because if you're on Monkey Meadow or a single lane track, you easily can just put down your brambles, Oben's ability, and it'll pop camos on 24 super easy. But this dart monkey will handle that camo no problems. And the next thing we're going to do is we're going to grab a village. And depending on how you placed your druids, you might not have Oben in range right away, but it really doesn't matter because we are going to upgrade that top path a little later on. But if you can fit them all in, that's perfect, just like that. Let's see. Okay, there we go. But like I said, if he's not in there right off the bat, it's okay. We're then going to grab Grow Blocker, and what we're going for is camo, because on round 33, it's a bunch of camos, and these dart monkeys aren't going to handle it, and I don't want to upgrade a bunch of stuff that I'm not going to use later. Usually in all of my Chimps games, I want to make sure that I'm going to be using these towers to their full extent, otherwise why buy them, right? But unfortunately, you have to start off with these little lonely dart monkeys, and that's all they're good for, is just starting you off in the game. With 2160, we're going to get our radar scanner, and now we are covered for camo. And again, I repeat, this will work on so many different maps, so please give it a shot. You may think this and be like, I don't want to play underground Chimps. I haven't even beat Impoppable. Use it on Monkey Meadow, use it on Cubism, use it on Downstream. You can even use it on Spring if you place them all in the back. I've done it before. Use it for everything. Now, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to get a bomb, and we're going to place it in range of the village. That's important for right now just because it gives them more range. It's cool. And then we're going to place it right in the middle of these 2 right here, just down that center path. And we're going to go extra range, frag bombs, cluster bombs. And a little side note too, while we're saving up for that recursive cluster, if your druids don't look exactly like mine in the exact same spot, don't worry. I've done this a few times. Sometimes it's in the middle, sometimes it's up there, sometimes it's over there. It does not matter as long as they're all in range of each other, because later on they're going to buff each other, so they need to be in range of each other. But I just want to be meticulous about that because I know how it goes. I know when I watch a video on a tutorial and someone says follow this, and then it's like something you can't like get exactly the same, it doesn't matter in this case. You can just have it a little bit off and it'll still work just the same. Let's grab that recursive cluster on round 37, our bigger bombs and our heavy bombs. Now let's turn off our auto start on round 40 just in case you don't do this next part quick enough. What we're going to do is we're going to go around and get Thorn Storm on every single one of these 6 druids, just like that. And that's going to help us take down that Moab class. And one thing I really like about this strategy is that it changes over the years. But first, let's make sure we get all of our druids to that little middle path in which we have them all. We are good to go. You can use Oben's Brambles if you want. I'm just not going to. I would normally use them on round 40 regardless. But sometimes I'll throw it right here, which will be completely useless to us if he does. So I'm not going to use it so we don't have any differences between each other. And you can say that, okay, I knew for a fact that it would work every single time, which it just did. Let's grab our bigger radius and then our jungle drums. And now we're going to start our ascent into the Druid of Awesomeness. We're going to grab Druidic Reach, Heart of Vengeance, and Druid of Wrath, and a Pop Lust for each of these guys, all 6 of them. And you're free to turn off auto start as well, as long as you can remember to keep upgrading. Now the basis, the bones, the roots of this strategy are always going to be the same. It's the Druid with the Oben, and they buff each other up, and it's crazy mayhem. But what's cool about this strategy is that it changes over time, because although the Druids never really get degraded or debuffed as far as this strategy goes, other towers do get buffed and degraded. So for instance, like the recursive tower has been great for so long, I've been overusing it. And so for something like this, I would have used to maybe use like a Moab Mauler to help us take down Moabs in the earlier, or maybe put Alchemists on all the Druids. But a recursive literally handles the hardest rounds for us, like 63 and 78, things like that, while we're trying to get to our big dog Avatar of Wrath. And I just really find that interesting about how we can just change little things to make it so much easier and even better of a strategy. So there we go. We got all 6 Pop Plus druids, and now every single one of these should have a ×5 above their head. If you didn't do that, then you didn't place them close enough. But as long as you place them in the close vicinity of what I did, then you'll be fine. Next, what we're gonna do is we're gonna take Oben and change his targeting to right here, right in the middle. So it literally hits both sides of the track. Now we're gonna go the long haul right now and get all the money to get our Avatar of Wrath. And I have done this several times without having any troubles at all. But just to be safe, if you guys would like to place down your tree just for a good kind of cleanup until we get to like round 70 or so, just to make sure nothing like one pink bloon slips through or nothing. But one piece of caution, if you do use your trees, don't let the screen go away. Don't go AFK. Make sure you pick up your bananas if it does explode, because we need every dime we can get. And on Chimps mode, you're not getting more money with the trees, you're just getting the money you put into them. So when we have a limited amount of money, since we can't farm or anything like that, we need all the money we can get, so don't let them go to waste. The hardest part about this strategy is going to be in the beginning, trying to place all your druids in the perfect spot. So even like Monkey Meadow, which is an easier map, you might have trouble placing all 6 druids in range of each other and in range of a village and Oben, and that's going to be the hardest part about it. Another thing that's going to vary from map to map is using things like trees. So on this one, I said we're just going to run straight for Avatar of Wrath. Sometimes people like to use Alchemist to kind of buff them up to help them be stronger until we get to the Avatar of Wrath, but I just want to get it right away. So on rounds like 72, and we got a lot of things coming through, I'm just going to put down my tree, as you can see right when that BFB was there, just for cleanup. Now on those easier maps, you definitely don't have to even pay attention. You can just leave your computer on any beginner map and wait for that Avatar of Wrath to get here. I'm gonna re-up my tree on round 75 as well. It looked like it didn't even have any much in it, but I just wanna make sure, because on round 75, there's those big groups of BFBs, and we actually have a lot of trouble popping fortified and fortified ceramics with this strategy. As you can see, like things just, regular Bloon rushes are okay, Moab rushes are okay, BFBs are even okay, but it's just when they're fortified, it's like, no, I can't handle it. Let's place our tree on 78 just in case something happens. Our recursive cluster is literally like handling it all himself for this kind of round, but just to be safe. Now we're getting really close to our Avatar of Wrath, and we're gonna have enough this round. So how are we gonna pick which avatar we choose to make the Avatar of Wrath? Well, we're just gonna look at who has the most pops. That means they're in the best position and they're getting the most pops. Will be the best bang for our buck once we get him. So he has 37,600, 31,000, 31,000, 23, 15, and 14. Well, they're not really helping. So this one is definitely the best, and look at its range. It's like going perfectly around the circle, so it has all that spot to hit. So that's the one we're going to be upgrading. Yours may be a little different. It might be the one next to it. Or if you had one more towards the middle here, it'd be probably that one. Let's grab our Avatar of Wrath, and now this thing's going to start getting wicked. You can re-up your tree if you want to, but we're not going to need it. Let's grab Heart of Oak as well, just because. Watch it just shred through a ZOMG. This is so cool. It just, nothing's there. Now with $8,100, we're going to buy the Monkey Intelligence Bureau, and honestly, we should just call this tower like the DDT tower, because we're buying it just so solely these guys can pop leads and DDTs. That's mainly the only reason I ever really buy the MIB is to pop DDTs. Now next, what we're gonna do is we're gonna grab a little ice monkey right here, just to the middle of the track, like the middle of this little, what do you call it, like a railroad eye? Okay, we're just gonna put it right there. And then we're going to go all the way to the bottom path, putting targeting on strong, saving up for 32,400 for icicle and pale. Now, one thing to note is that if this was a single lane track, something like Cubism or Dark Castle, I would 100% be buying a spike factory to go for perma spike, because that is the best synergy with this strategy, at least in my opinion. But because this is a 2-lane track, throwing down like a perma spike right here, or maybe like right here, isn't the best option. I don't think so anyway, because it doesn't have enough time to regenerate there and it only hits one side here. We're going to be going with an icicle and pale, which will just slow everything down, giving our Avatar of Wrath more time to hit. And also remember to collect your bananas. I literally like threw my hand across the screen trying to grab my mouse because I didn't even realize I had a tree out and it popped the bananas. I'm like, no, I almost lost some money. We don't want to do that. Now watch these DDTs. They take a little too long for my liking right here. And look how scary that is. You're never gonna lose on round 90, but that's exactly why we're buying this icicle and pale, is to stop those DDTs, because our guys, even though he can shred through everything, he just doesn't like to pop certain things. He just can't handle it. So on this round right here, we're actually gonna reuse our trees too, because I don't like these fortifieds on 92. And then we're gonna grab our icicle and pale, and now nothing will get through us, thank God. We're gonna grab permafrost and cold snap because we can. We don't need cold snap because we have the MIB, but I just like to do it because you can't leave like one thing unupgraded, right? That'd be weird. And what's really cool about these placements on, let's say, this track is that, as you can see, icicle and pale ranges is up here and it stops everything down. Well, our Avatar of Wrath mainly focuses on this bottom area, so he can clear out this whole side on his own, leaving this side to come through when it feels like it, and then we can shred it as well. Next, what we're gonna do is we're gonna grab an ice monkey right here. We're gonna go all the way up to embrittle, enhance freeze, and deep freeze, and we're gonna do the same to the other side as well, which is gonna make our projectiles do more damage or the Moab class get weaker, something like that. Either way, it's just gonna help us just shred through these things, make it super simple for us. Now, round 95 can be a little sketchy, not gonna lie, so we're gonna put another tree down there. What? I said plat. We're gonna put another tree down there, and then what we're gonna do is we're gonna grab a glue gunner right here, and we're gonna get ready for 3670 for that Moab glue. That tree is really gonna help us focus our attention on just like one side only, which is really nice, so we don't have any like mishaps. Collect your bananas, of course. And then we're gonna grab Moab glue, changing targeting to strong, getting bigger globs just like that. And then what we're gonna do is the same thing to the other side, but we need to make sure that both sides are in range of the village so we can stop those DDTs. Grab our Moab glue, bigger globs, changing targeting to strong. At this point, we are good to go and we don't need anything else to win. But what I like to do is just grab another little guy here, and what we're gonna do is get the slowdown machine. Because once we have Bloons Sabotage, we can use it on 98 or 99, whichever one's gonna be harder. But this round is really cool in particular to me on this map, because what's gonna happen is, like I said, this guy's gonna shred through everything down here. Meanwhile, this guy's freezing all the big problematic balloons over here. So we're gonna clear this whole side out, and then we're gonna focus all of our attention to here, literally cutting the round in half, making it super easy. Now on 99, you can use the slowdown, but I just like to use a tree. So I'm gonna put a tree down, and that's pretty much just gonna suck up the problems on that round. It's just gonna go bloop, 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 and then they're all gone. I love it. But just in case, if you want to, you can use the slowdown too, just so you don't have to be worried about it. Now this guy's gonna break open like just right here, super easy stuff, and then everything underneath we're gonna shred it, of course. Look at that, so simple, so easy. Black border. Get your Insta, subscribe if this helped you, and if you need some more Chimps guides, check out this video where I show you how to get the 2 Mega Pops achievements on Chimps in Bloons TD 6. And in case you were wondering for starts on other maps like Monkey Meadows and the easier ones, I personally like just going with the Ninja Monkey and just getting him up to Ninja Discipline. Allows me more than enough time to get my Oben, plus it's a great cleanup for all 3 points of the track. Super easy stuff. It costs a little more than Dart Monkeys, but it's super versatile. And this is what I mean by each map's gonna be different. So this one has water, so I'd start with a sub, maybe a couple other darts, and then we're gonna place our Oben in a little weird of a spot because it depends on your map where you're gonna be placing all your druids and doing that sort of thing. So for this one, you can place them at the bottom, that's cool too. But I also think it would be cool to like start your druid farm right here, so this guy can shoot straight down this path, straight down here, and you can build up your little team in this area. To each their own, but it's mainly just the beginning startup that's gonna make this strategy different on each map. Other than that, it is the best, and I hope you can use the heck out of it and beat all the maps and get those black borders.